I did some research and I found every single mom in Pokemon. And what's the best thing I could do with this exhilarating knowledge?
I'll just rank them.
Each ranking will be based off of 3 categories. 1, significance. How important were they to their stories? 2 is attractiveness. This is subjective, but I'm a lover of hot moms. And 3 is parenting. Basically, how great of a mom are they to their children? We have 35 moms to cover, so grab a snack as we go in a deep dive to see who are the worst moms of Pokemon history. The worst mom in Pokemon history, this blonde with a bob cut, Lusamine. The main antagonist of the Alolan games and the mom of Lily and Gladion. What's kind of cool about her, she's actually the first main female antagonist. Her main goal in these games is to use the Ultra Beast to create her own paradise, since she has a huge obsession over them, which will write off the current universe and delete her children. Now that alone is pretty awful, but it gets worse. She is known to dress her children the way she wants, specifically Lily, who actually looks pretty similar to Nihilego. And when Lily's not cooperating, she lets her know that she is a piece of shit. Need I say more on why she's a bad mom? Lusamine is also pretty unattractive. I don't know what it is with you guys liking these toothpicks with blonde hair. They're not baddies, okay? Also, you have the mom from Gale Darkness, Lily. This spin-off is lost at the time, but I'd say it's a pretty solid game. She's fairly significant as she works for these labs with the head Professor Crane to purify dark Pokemon.
No racism.
She sends her son on these dangerous adventures to find important people in the world to complete their objective. A world where everyone is trying to rob, kill, and or use you. Pretty much can be an asshat as she actually takes credit for all your work. And even though in lore it says she was the most attractive girl at school, I don't see it. D tier is a step up from those other moms, so who you know, screw over the children. For example, Hop's mom. For one, she has 2 sons. One is known to be the best champion of all time and is loved by every trainer in the Galar region. The other son, he's a constant shadow of him. As a mom, you definitely should encourage your children to pursue in other routes, like a professor, a gym leader, or anything but a champion. But she constantly puts that seed in his head thinking, yeah, you're gonna be better than your brother. No way you won't. In reality, everyone knows that Leon is incredible. This is no sugarcoating. I wouldn't even be surprised if Hop's mom goes up to the player's mom and says, hey, do you mind if your son being a little bit easier on my son? I have many clips of myself trying to spit game to Sodom. Oh! Well, I mean, that's not mom. That's mommy. We can all agree that she is bad, but she's also a bad parent. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's nicknames are Pokemon Mommy and Daddy issues. She was so focused on Paradise Protocol that she ended up dying from the aftermath of it, which left her son for a severe amount of trauma for years to come. In addition, the Android version of her was far more considerate to Arven's feelings than Sada ever was. I need to talk about the worst protagonist mom in mainline game Pokemon history, which is the Hoenn mom. Now I know Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are pretty amazing on their interest of the game, but this act is pretty unredeemable. This mom is forcing their 10-year-old child to sit in the back of a moving truck. There are beds, furniture, electronics. I don't know about you, but furniture landing on a kid could have potentially killed them, you know? So this is the Let's Go and Hey You Pikachu moms, and to be honest, they didn't really contribute to anything. I guess you guys are here, just important to know you guys exist. Congrats. Good job being a mom. So right here is James from Team Rocket's mom. I'm not sure why, but she looks kind of odd, like a mixture of Jessie and James. That's just me though. She's honestly not that important, but does give a really interesting episode and backstory to James. She manipulated James to try and marry a Jessie lookalike by sending a letter saying, hey, we're dead. Ha 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 ha. Essentially, he doesn't marry her and everything like that. But that's crazy that parents are manipulating that way. I mean, sorry if your parents have done that to you, you know. Neglecting children is very popular in the world of Pokemon. This is Brock's mom, Lola. I will say, she is a cutie. Originally, I thought she'd be a wonderful mom since Brock's dad was avoiding responsibilities to take care of the family. But nope. She also left the family to pursue her dreams. I must note that she tried to change the Pewter City gym, a rock-type gym, to a water gym. Girl, take your ass to Cerulean City with all those girls who were also in their bathing suits. I would love to see this. This is Juanita. She is the descendant of the people of the Vale from the Victini movie. Essentially, they're just people who want to live once again with Reshiram and Zekrom in peace. The issue is, Juanita's son wants to be the one to repair this bond. Listen, I was terrified of Zekrom and Reshiram when I was a young lad. 9 years old playing those games, it was hard, it was harsh. And to think that the parental supervision is so lackluster in these games, it's crazy. I guess she isn't all that bad since she's letting her son complete his dream. I don't know, this is conflicting. Glassine is also from the Victini movie, and what makes her different and better is that she doesn't make Damon go on the missions. Damon, Juanita's son, wants to join along in all these things, and she's like, nah. you can't go. I won't even gab to you. B- is by far the largest tier, and its majority of the list is taken up by the in-game protagonist moms. They all have their own roles. They say hi, take care of your money, and make sure you're okay, and send you off to your dangerous dreams. So since most of them are the same, I kind of rate them on attractiveness. The best being the Paldean mom, while last being the Galler mom. This is Liza and Tate's mom, Rachel. She's a minor character in the anime, but actually works for Moss Deep Space Center. So you know she's getting that great money to provide for her family, baby. According to Bulbapedia, she neglects Liza and Tate because they live with their grandparents. Okay, so here's my most controversial take, and before I go into that, can I just also say, hey, I did a lot of research on this video, looking at videos and photos of things that shouldn't exist online. I love making casual content on Pokemon, so consider subscribing so you can see more of that. Jessie's mom. Jessie was abandoned when she was younger, and it's for good reason. Jessie's mom was actually a member of Team Rocket, and she was very, actually, high-end. She worked for Madame Boss, who was actually the mom of Giovanni, who actually, that's another mom I forgot to put on this list. Giovanni's mom is D, I guess? And she's the first person to actually have any evidence that Mew exists. And because of this, Madame Boss is like, hey, you, go ahead and ditch your family and go ahead and go find me some Mew. She carried a picture of Jessie with her along the way, but she actually gets trapped in the mountains where she finds Mew, and begging Mew to come back with it, Mew's like, nah, later. Miyamoto was actually just trapped there in the snow forever. It's not sure that she's alive or not, but hey, I mean, I think she's still a pretty good mom. So if you've seen any of the Pokemon movies, you probably have seen this woman before. And that's because she consistently shows up in Pokemon movies. Truthfully, she's a funny pick on here because, like, I mean, she's mom and she shows up every time, you know? She's consistently putting her child in danger if you really think about it. I guess that's why she's in C tier. Next, we have Mallow's mom.
She's dead. I don't know what else you want me to say about her. She doesn't have any storyline. If anything, I guess she appears as apparitions, but like she's dead, you know.
Lana's mom. It's the haircut for me. I originally thought she was an average to subpar mom until I saw this scene. Yep, Pokemon knows what to do. Other than this, she only has some fun scenes, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about her. Meredith is a swimmer, so that's pretty cool. She helps with her family business by, you know, touring around. While Mia, I mean, Mia's just, I guess you can tell if her kids are lying, just wants honesty. So, I mean, they're both right there. Good moms. You can't really prove that they're bad moms. So, yeah, they exist. All right, strap in because these women are pretty rich and low. We have a lot of great moms here, including Kubone's mom. Yeah. She made the list. I said every single mom. What do you think this is? I'm not a liar. Sabrina's mom, who was trapped by her daughter and turned into a doll, you know, for a long time. And it wasn't until the work of Ash who defeated Sabrina, which actually made them all turn back to humans. One would think her mom would be pretty pissed at the outcome of this, and she kind of just brushes it off. And that's because either A, you know, she is terrified of Sabrina, like, doing it again, or B, she truly loves Sabrina, and I like to look at the latter of that. And here we have Seema, Kiawe's mom. For one, Kiawe is an Elite Four member, so that's, I mean, that's pretty strong. So a mom has to, you know, be able to nurture them and give them some good wisdom and advice to be able to get that position. Also, she's very hard working for her family. She and her family runs a farm for Humu Milk, which is funny enough, it was gonna get actually sold in one of the episodes, but hey, who cares about that? I also want to say she's pretty hot, and I'm not saying that because her son's a fire type, you know, but I'm just saying that because, you know, she's pretty attractive. A tier, which is home of the superior moms. Sophocles' mom. They appear once or twice inside the anime, and the big thing is that there's Sophocles' you know, parents, who are actually really sick because of this one thing. They built him a lab. I mean, they're really caring of his interests, and how much more the ad. I'm assuming they're really caring to him, and the bar is really low on how bad some moms are. Basa Molybdenum. I think that's you see how it is right there. So I'm pretty certain that a lot of people don't know who she is. She's from the Zarude movie, Secrets of the Jungle, and she only has a few scenes. Well, she and her husband are doctors who actually chose to protect Zarude and their sacred power. So the secret company, who's evil, decides to throw a couple hitmen after them. However, they save their child by sending him down the river. It's kind of funny because sending them down the river actually means a good thing in this case. It stinks they died, but hey, they saved their child, so yeah. Melanie was originally actually on my #1 spot, but I decided to put her a couple spots down because of this video. Please do not go looking for it, please. She's a gym leader that mastered ice, which is interesting because ice is known to be like, you know, heart cold, you know, old nature, and she really is a lot more fun and gives off that little passion almost like a fire type would. She motivates you constantly to be better and pushes trainers for the true potential. And yes, there's nothing wrong with a thick girl. Grace, Serena's mom. So she's actually a mom for a lot of people, but she appears in anime, and her history is that, well, one, she's a former Rhyhorn racer, being the most quite popular sport of that region. So more in that Rhyhorn racer stuff, she actually has 25 consecutive wins, which is very impressive. I think it's really cool that she was a Rhyhorn racer, you know, able to ride Rhyhorn. There's like a joke there that I want to put there, but you figure it out yourself. My number 3 pick, Professor Burnett. In the games and also Pokemon Adventure, she is married to Professor Kukui. She does a lot of research specializing in relationships between Pokemon and other dimensions, which is like why she has the Dream Radar. To be exact, it's called the Inter-Dream Zone, which is, I mean, I'm Dreams, cool, that's really cool. She's actually very helpful in the Pokemon manga, Pokemon Adventures. I suggest you guys read that yourself because it's a really, really good manga. I love that manga. Joanna, the mother of Dawn within the anime, and I think it's pretty clearly to say that she is a huge influence on Dawn. The anime is really cool because it doesn't only focus on Pokemon battles, but also focus on Pokemon contests and these other things too. Her mom teaches her and supports her throughout the whole entire series and actually helps her a lot when she pops up in her contests. She even has a small appearance in Pokemon Journeys, which is pretty sick. Joanna is reliable, an accomplished Pokemon coordinator, and a phenomenal mother to Dawn. And in the anime, she's probably the best mom if I weren't gonna put this woman in front of her. The number 1 spot goes to Delia, aka Ash's mom, which a lot of us had a crush on. If you didn't, you're lying, okay? I'm not being alone on this one. She's the greatest supporter anyone can ask for. She has one of the most constant appearances throughout any of the mothers, constantly supporting the best Pokemon trainer in the whole entire world, and when all is said and done, when he retires, he has a great place to come back to of all these Pokemon just standing there, you know, at her ranch. Like seriously, she is a phenomenal mom raising such a great trainer Ash was. He might not have been the best person at the very beginning of the anime, but hey, what 9-year-old it is, you know? My only issue with Delia is that she probably sleeps with Professor Oak. Let's be honest here. I think there are many clues and theories saying that Ash's dad is Professor Oak, and if that's true, my dreams are crushed. After giving you all this information, I'm actually genuinely curious to who do you think is the best mom? I hope you learned a little something new today and consider subscribing. This video is really fun for me to do a lot of research on. I'll do more Pokemon research like this in the future. Good night, goodbye.